How's it going there, everyone? It's Mr. Zen over here bringing you guys a brand new Drifters anime episode discussion. And for today's streaming, guys, we are going to be talking about episode 11 that just came out today. And I have to say that Drifters is a very different anime from the other, you could say, action anime as it is. Because this anime, it does involve a lot of history involved with it, but it's also granted that you actually get to learn a little bit about history too. Because, you know, after watching this anime, I sometimes learn more about past characters. By that I mean the type of characters that they're based on real life figures that, you know, you could really learn. And that's the thing about this, is the fact that Oda Nobunaga, I love the way that he actually is implementing his strategy in evolving in the new world. Because in this episode, we saw that Oda Nobunaga, he actually literally created his own type of military army where he has people stationed for whatever type of situation that might come across that in a freaking war. For example, Yoichi was the commander of the elves, and those elves were in charge of throwing arrows at the enemies. Toyohisa was in charge of the dwarves, and those guys are the ones that are the battle ready ones, that they clean up the mess that's involved in the freaking war itself. Like, they're basically the ones that charge head first while everything is being bombarded at them. And the Nobunaga is the one that's in charge of these like strong men that are holding like these muskets and like a firing squad that basically, they're like you could say they're kind of like the Marines of the New World, as you could say, because they're the first runners up that literally charge head first. But these guys, they have like their own kind of squadron where they basically have like a line set up. They shoot somebody down, and when they reload, they bring about like you could say a second battalion in coming out. I forgot what the name of that was called. I'll look it up later, but that kind of tactic and strategy was implemented very well in this episode. And I love the fact that they were doing that, was because of the fact that even Oda Nobunaga and Toyohisa stated that because the New World has never heard of a gunshot fire, it's gonna invoke the fear that it's gonna let them be stabilized in the point that they won't be able to know what to do when they hear that gunshot. And like I said, like when you see this episode and you guys see clearly what Oda Nobunaga has done in the army, you clearly see, oh my god, like what the freaking heck, you know? Oda Nobunaga, you're a genius. And the dwarves themselves, props to those dwarves that actually handcrafted 100 of those guns in such a little limited time span. Granted though, I would say that was the bulk of the whole entire episode itself, as you get to see like the war itself starting as the Black King's army does approach the Orte Kingdom itself. And it's hilarious because the Orte Kingdom, all they have is just like goblins just charging in with like full body armors, spears, and but they weren't prepared for guns. That's the thing. Guns are really going to change the aspect of this entire war, because nobody has ever, they don't know what a gun is. They don't know what it actually does. They don't know how powerful it is. And if they involve cannons as well, holy snap, Oda Nobunaga is going to be genius. Granted, I wish they did have that submachine gun or that artillery gun that the Wild Boys bunch actually had. Now that would have really turned the tables on the whole entire army right there. But like I said though, the whole aspect of seeing that in actual battle in this episode was still great to look at, as we saw Oda Nobunaga's tactics very well played out. Granted though, we were actually undermined, like the whole battle and everything that was going on was undermined by Count Saint Germain, because oh my freaking gosh, this Twinkie, as they call her in this anime, makes it a little awkward in a sense, but I'm assuming he's the comic relief part of the anime. But Count Saint Germain, holy snap, respects to this character, because after watching this episode, this character is a lot smarter than he looks like. There's no joke denying about that. Because Count Saint Germain, he comes from an era where he knows what Toyohisa, Oda Nobunaga, and Yoichi, you know, like basically he comes from a later generation from these three, and knows so much about them that he knows how they actually act. And you know, he seems like that type of person that he would rather study about a person first and then act. But you know how Oda Nobunaga and Toyohisa and Yoichi are, because these guys have been through war, they are actually ones that act on impulse and act on reflexes. And Oda Nobunaga as well, he's that type of person too, because he's been through so many wars. He uses those as past experiences to help him achieve his goals. But no, Count Saint Germain, no, he likes to study up about something first and then implement his actions after that. And like I said, Count Saint Germain, like I said, respect to this character, even though he's a Twinkie and he's used as a comic relief. No guys, because he was selling the Orte Kingdom to these like high counselors that were involved in this courtroom, and they were all like opposed to it. But once he said that, you know what, are you really opposing me? Really? Do you really know what's at stake here? And I'm here thinking like that's true, you know. Like, why would you be opposing Count St. Germain, as if to say like, why now? Like, all of a sudden you're gonna say no? Like, it kind of made sense as to why people were gonna say that. But then you kind of said these counselors, they really had no choice but to say yes, because they're literally at the point of that where their kingdom is literally gonna fall into the hands of anybody. It could literally fall on anybody. And Count St. Germain is giving it to Toyohisa as a way of a saving mechanism, so the kingdom could still be alive in a sense. You know, the stability of the new world is still in the brink of destruction. By that, I mean the political powers are changing. Like I said, it's very political in this brand new world, guys. Like I said, everything that's being played around is very important in a sense. And Rasputin made a final, actually, he made a very good appearance in this episode. Then it seems that he's like, you can say Count St. Germain's like counterpart, because these two like had like a little friendly rivalry going on there. But nonetheless, though, guys, freaking Rasputin sees like he has the power of, like, you could say like puppetry, because he was controlling some of these counselors, and these counselors were like kind of like zombified, like puppets. And you just see Toyohisa just kill, well, not really kill, but he just like bashes one of the counselors in the face to kind of knock out you can see the transmission from the puppeteer itself. And it's hilarious too at the same time, because like, what the heck, Toyohisa, why are you doing this, man? Like, he didn't even think about it. He just said, let me just kill this guy, because, oh my god, I don't want to hear this guy just talk anymore. He's just talking nonsense. And it's funny because Oda Nobunaga has stated that, you know, Toyohisa, he doesn't know what's really escalating, what's going on around himself. Like, it seems that Oda Nobunaga has figured out Toyohisa to a point that's saying that Toyohisa's actual weakness is himself. He's so strong that his weakness is literally himself, because he's so stubborn, and he's so like, he has like this tunnel vision that really doesn't implement, saying that, you know, he doesn't think outside the box. He only thinks about one straight ahead, and he will lead it to it. But it's because of that it will literally become his downfall of his character development. And I think that says a lot about the character, that, you know, he doesn't want to change. He's still implementing his old ways into it. He does not want to conform to new society or conform to other people as well. He's kind of like that, like an old school like thug, is saying that, you know, oh, we gangsters, we ride till the end. Like, let's say if they said like, oh, we have to cross this path to another village, but the bridge is broken, we'll cross that path no matter what. Like, he's got that kind of mentality going on. Like, it's hilarious, but it makes his character stand out and makes him a great leader in the sense right there. But like I said, though, I would say like another part of the comic relief parts that were kind of involved with Count St. Germain in a sense right there was the fact that the armies that are involved in here would be, the Orta Kingdom would be much larger, but because of, you know, Count St. Germain's affection for males, strong males, he has a perfection that it was diminished, because Oda Nobunaga said, you know, why do you only have 500 males? And you see these guys half naked and strong, but then you kind of later on learn in the episode that it's because they're actually well-polished soldiers. They're not just random soldiers. No, they're well-polished soldiers that they know what they're doing. And then I thought to myself, okay, Count St. Germain, he's a lot smarter than he looks. Like I said, Count St. Germain, like, this episode was literally all about him. Like even though he's still comic relief, it's just he's standing out in this episode. Like I said, this episode was pretty great in general, but I can't wait for the next episode due to the fact that we're gonna see Toyohisa face off against an old enemy. I forgot his name. He's this guy with swords and anything. I'll put it in the next video, but I can't wait for the next episode, as it's gonna be really intense, and we're gonna see what's going to happen. And it seems like, I feel like the anime is gonna end off at a standstill. So maybe in season 2, if they make a season 2, they'll explain more as to what's going on in the brand new world, or if the drifters are gonna meet the ends or the Black King in general, or maybe the Black King will pop out in the next episode. We don't know that for sure. It's still very vague as to what's really gonna happen within the story itself. Like I said, there's a lot to be speculated here, but it's still great to watch at the end of the day, guys. But that's it for today's anime, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. But give a like, comment, share, and subscribe if you guys enjoy my videos. And check out my fall 2016 playlist, as I review and watch other anime as well for this fall 2016. But as always, guys, have a wonderful day. But this is Mr. Zen, signing out.